Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Martin Ngatia. We are going to interview Mr. Martin Ngatia today. Mr. Ngatia was last interviewed by Mapambano last year in December during the elections. Now, Mr. Ngatia, welcome to the interview.
Thank you very much.
Now, we have gone through an election. The last time when you gave an interview on video is when we were approaching the elections in Kenya. And since then, there has been no comment on video about this election. What do you think about what happened and how the Kenyan nation is currently being managed under the coalition government?
First of all, it was a sad day for Kenya, for Kenyan people, and perhaps the whole world, because Kenyans went to elections for change, to remove oppression in Kenya. They woke very early in the morning. During election, everything was peaceful, but President Kibaki and his home guards or cohorts rigged the election, and the Raila Odinga, the leader of ODM, was robbed his presidency, and he accepted being backed by millions of Kenyan youth who are ready to die for the liberation of this nation, which has never seen democracy since independence 45 years ago, from 1963 to this year. And there was killings. Kenya was going to hell. And the imperialism that rules Kenya sent Kofi Annan, the former UN Secretary General, to come and talk to both Kibaki and Raila. But before he came to Kenya, the chief home guard, the most brutal man in Kenya, who joined government when Gatia was a young kid, or I was a baby when Michoki, a man who has killed so many Kikuyus, burned their house, told Kofi Annan openly in the whole world that nobody has invited him. He came for a cup of coffee or tea. I would like to remind the Kenyan people and the world that after Kibaki, President Kibaki rigged elections, he went at his state house illegally to be shown by the most corrupt Kenya generals, because these are the most unpatriotic generals in the whole history of this nation. Kibaki was sworn in by corrupt judges, had chief of judges in Kenya, had picked man by him, a Kikuyu called Gicheru. All Kikuyu generals from the police force, from the paramilitary GSU, Kenya Navy, the Marines, Army, Air Force, prison chiefs all went to swear Kibaki by night, which this action was very strange, because before, as a culture and a tradition, when a president wins election fairly or through rigging, they invite their other dictators or their friends from other African countries to come and see the swearing in, which of course since independence it had never been done at the dead of night. But this time, because of the fear that the ruling class, the mafia or the Mount Kenya mafia were in fear, they feared if Raila had taken power in Kenya, perhaps he would take Kenya. He would revenge of what they have done to both Raila through jailing him and his father. And there is this saying and the myth that rules cannot lead in Kenya. That's why They did everything to block Mr. Raila Odinga. And the whole killings we saw in that country is well documented. The killing in Kisumu, the burning of Kikuyus in Rift Valley, Nairobi, Mathare, we all saw it, is well documented. I would also like to remind the Kenyan people that the first people to recognize Kibaki as a winner were the American through their corrupt representative in Kenya, their ambassador, Sir Michael Ranberia. But seeing the situation in Kenya, they were forced to back because they felt shame to support, knowing America is one of the most democratic countries and is power in this era, supporting a dictator, a fascist, a leader who has been rejected by people. That's why they did a U-turn. Why the American imperialism supported President Kibaki is because this Kenya is Kenya is a banana republic. Kenya is not a sovereign state, and they have been taming us, or ruling class. They are marionettes. They are puppets of the West, and the West is anti-Kenyan people because supporting a dictator is wrong. And again, democracy, which the American people preach all over the world, should be universal. And I have said this even before in my videos that democracy is universal. And Kenyan leaders and the other African leaders or elsewhere should not accept what cannot be accepted by Western democracies. And I would like to remind Kenyan people, for those who would like to know more, the whole election in Kenya is well documented in this book written by a Kenyan, one of the Kenyan revolutionary and a patriotic leader who has been struggling for more than 20 years in exile and who has been in front line fighting for the liberation of this great nation, the Kenya we love. The book is called Raila Odinga's Stolen Presidency. The author of this book is Mr. Okoth Osewe. The book is available on mapabano.com. Buy this book, keep it, distribute it to schools, colleges, universities, all over Africa, third world countries, and even to the imperialist countries, because this book is well researched, well articulated, and the whole thing is in this book.